What's going on, guys? So this is pretty much a quick video. I'm just wired in another set of headlights from my homie Pat. Shout out to you, Pat. Thanks for trusting me with your headlights. We're gonna get these things together so we can get those installed tomorrow. All right, so this is pretty much just a rundown of how I actually did my headlights on the purple SC. It's a real simple task, and it works. And we're gonna seal them up, pretty much seal them up, wire them up. But we're not gonna run the LEDs at all. The LEDs, for some reason, just burn up a lot faster than the actual lights. And once you burn the LEDs up, you gotta open the actual headlight to change the LEDs. So just to do away with that headache and that problem, we just don't run them at all. It's that simple. So pretty much, let me just get this camera rolling, show you guys the actual layout, how I'm gonna do it, and then we'll just hook them up. As long as you do pretty much what I do, your headlight should work. If your headlights don't work, you most likely got like a bulb or something out, or you did something wrong. So you might want to watch the video again. And pretty much, let's just get into it. First and foremost, thanks everybody for subscribing. Alright, so pretty much wiring them in, minus the LEDs. For some reason, on these eBay lights, these LEDs usually burn up quick, so we just do away with them, period. This actual light is the same light as just the black housing. It's just black. The wiring and everything is still the same. Alright, so what we were actually gonna run, which you already know is the headlights, is already a bulb in there. You literally just plug that up. You're done with that once you plug that up for the headlight. For the actual halo ring, this is the catch with the halo ring. You have to keep this attached, but what I usually do, I cut this wire, right? I cut these two wires. So this is, the white is power, the black is ground, and I just wire in my connectors. So that way, if you're ever taking your headlight out, you know, with that hardwired in, if you hardwire this in, you're gonna be pissed. You can, however, disconnect right here, but me, I usually just wire in my own connectors. I got these off of Amazon. So pretty much you want this halo to cut on when the actual, pretty much the ID light comes on the car. So that one click of the switch usually cuts this on, and your side marker lights. So I want this halo to cut on when my side marker light cut on and this light cuts on. This is actually the turn signal. The existing bulbs fits directly and they bolt straight in. Well, twist straight in for real. You don't gotta modify anything. So like I said, the headlight, you literally plug it straight up. You don't need a ballast or anything like that for that. It just plugs straight up. The halo, I want the halo to cut on when this cuts on and the side marker light. So what I do is literally break into this wire, and I would just wire it straight in to this light bulb. Power, ground with ground. So when you flick it, it just cuts straight on. Also with these headlights, like I mentioned in my video before, you can actually see right there how that is no sealant right there. There's no sealant at all. So these will actually get wet. So literally, like, the sealant I use is just silicone, like, and it works. My headlight's been on for a year and some change, and no leaks, nothing. It's RTV, it's clear. Get the clear, because if you get that black, it's gonna make a mess. At least clear, if I was to put it here and it got here, you wouldn't see it. It's clear. You know, I mean, you'll see it, but you won't see it as you would the black. You can do black if you want. That's up to you. So pretty much just seal them and you wire them in, and you got headlights.
Okay, so first things first, you want to pop off these clamps. It should be 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. You might have 2 on the top and 3 at the bottom, but you just pretty much want to just pop those off. And when you're doing this, I suggest, putting it on a nice level surface. Right now we just cutting the zip tie off that came on in stock to get the wires loosened apart. But I would really recommend setting it on like a real soft surface so you don't run a chance of scratching up the glass or anything. So, all right, so you just easy, man. It's just like wiring the speakers, man. So just stripping the wires. This is actually the negative wire for the halo. Just getting it stripped and cleaned up and everything to get it crimped together. Okay, and with this wire, this is actually the white wire, which is pretty much the positive wire for the setup. Like I said, you could actually use that existing connector and cut and break into it on the other side if you don't have your own connectors. But me, I already see it was a problem was going to happen with the connector that comes with these actual headlights, because it's not waterproof at all. So let's just avoid that problem with shorting anything out, and we just add on our own connectors and just crimp it with these heat shrink crimps, and should be good from here. Just button it up. Okay, now to the fun and easy part. You just want to watch what you're doing when you got your lighter or your torch out. I usually have a torch, couldn't find it, grab the nearest lighter. It does the same thing, just takes a lot longer. So what you do, you just heat it up until the actual crimp actually closes down on the wire, and this is what actually waterproofs the wire connectors / crimps. To me, this is a good good thing to use. They do have exposed crimps, where it's just a metal connector and you actually slide heat shrink onto it. So this is pretty much the same thing. It's just all in one. Gets the job done a lot faster this way, but it probably does it around the same time. So let's get these things closed up and on to getting the headlight sealed. Okay, these are the actual LED lights. So we're just completely doing away with them. So I'm just cleaning up the look. That's all I'm doing. So what you want to do with the resistor is remove the double-sided 3M tape and go ahead and get this thing stuck if we can never get it removed. There we go. You want to mount it in a nice place to where it won't hit anything or shake around. This is very important because it keeps your halo and your LED lights from flickering. So what I usually do, just mount it, put a nice coat of silicone sealer so it doesn't move around, and then I'll just like to smooth it out so it gives it a cleaner look instead of just having a big gulp of sealant. All right guys, so we're on the home stretch now. Pretty much it's time to seal these headlights up. So what I usually do, just simply zip tie the wires, because you really don't want these things moving around when you're putting the sealant on the headlights. You want to be able to get a nice bead going on the sealer instead of hitting all on the wires, because this can be a real messy job once you start getting sealer in places you really don't want it to be. So I just zip tie them to the light. Just if you zip tying them to the tabs, just be real careful that you don't break your tabs, and you should be good to go from here. Okay, now that we had the wires out the way, just want to give you guys a look, see of why we're actually sealing it. If you look close enough, you can actually see small gaps, very, very small gaps. But any little gap in the headlights will let moisture in, and the actual headlight will start fogging up. Pretty much it's condensation behind the glass inside the actual headlights, and you really don't want that at all. So what I usually do, just try to get a nice bead going on the sealant. You want to be really, really consistent with this, and try not to leave any pockets. Like I said, the smallest pocket will let if air can get in, water can get in. And what I usually do, just take a paper towel or rubber glove, and I like to just smooth it across and push down while you're smoothing it, so that way it can get down into the pockets. Just remember, go completely around the light. Take your time, it's not a race. Like I said, the smallest gap can let air in, water can definitely get in. You really don't want that after you just did all this hard work getting these lights in shape, so that way you can have your ride looking clean. And I've noticed with these lights, on the bottom of these actual headlights, it's really no sealer at the bottom. So what I usually do, I try to like fill that void up as much as I can. So I really put a nice bead on the bottom of the actual headlights. But I definitely make sure I go back behind myself and actually just smooth it out, so it doesn't look all clunky and gross looking. So as you're smoothing your sealing out, try to push it down into the gaps as best as you can, especially on the bottom of this headlight, because this is most likely where everybody gets their leaks from. Okay, there you have it. Nice bead on there. We smoothed it out to make it look really professional as we can. We should be good to go. The wiring's done, the sealer's done. Can't wait to put these in the car. Gonna look real good on your car, Pat. I promise you, man. Alright guys, there you have it. Thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned so we can see how these things actually look and operate on Pat's car in the next episode, guys.